All right, we're live. Hello? Is this thing on? Tap, tap, tap. Well, how's the audio? Is it working? Is over a year's worth of testing working? I don't know. Well, welcome. Let's see, we got the top spot. Who likes this big mouth Billy Bass? I remember those. Look at that. Welcome, top, and trading cards. This is where the party is at. If you like poorly played Mario, and Chad, we got the Chadster here, right? And then Clifford too. How is everybody doing? I hope your week is going well. I don't know if this week has been something. I tell you what, it has been something. But I am looking forward to playing Mario. So initially, well, yeah, the face cam is it's stuck. It's frozen in a position that I'm not too flattered about. So I went out and I got my own self portraits, right? And this is the best that they can do. Yeah. So we've done our best. We've done our best with everything here, and if it's not the best for you, I apologize, and I will work to get it right. But initially, I was going to be playing Super Mario 64, and that went by the wayside. Something was going on with my bit rates, but regardless, we have another instant classic, one that I am not the best at, and it's actually worked out for the right. Maybe I am streaming in the woods, but it worked out for the best because I hadn't played this game in a while. I just recently played Super Mario 64, so I'm looking forward to get into it. I don't know. This is just a casual playthrough. My goal here is to chat, to have a good time, to play some classic retro games that I am familiar with, that I grew up with. Maybe many of you have grown up with this one. So this is a new game though, right? This came out just yesterday. It's never been streamed before, oddly enough. So I'm looking forward to streaming a game that's never been streamed before, and I might be the first one, once I get good enough at it, to speedrun, right? So I'm just getting my roots here. No, really, it's I want to play some games that, starting off, this is gonna be a long one. I'm gonna get that one up. Some games that I can get used to doing two things at once. So talking and playing games. I think that's most important for what's going on. Breaking new ground, we are. But yeah, I haven't played this one in a long time. In a long time for me is like 5 years. Oof. And I never was the best at it. Mario 64, I think I could play that game with my eyes closed. But I think really what I want to get into, especially with this channel, in some of the games that I want to stream. But I think, Top, you were talking about it, about quality over quantity, and I think, first world problems, gaming goals of 2023, right? So first world problems, but it's good because we live in an area that we have access to do interesting things in our free time. But regardless, quality over quantity, I think, is going to be important this year. I want to learn some of these older games that, we really, we've played before, but we really haven't played. And for me, and one thing that I'm working on right now, and I will eventually want to stream it, F-Zero. The original F-Zero game, we've all played it before, but have we really played it, right? and maybe some of us have, but it's just actually playing a game and actually getting fairly decent at it. And I've been practicing that, and F-Zero is one of those games that it's actually so fun to play, and there's just so many nuances with the game that you learn and you pick up. So that's my real goal. And I think, with the podcast, Polykill, and the Discord too, we have so many interesting people in that Discord. But there's just, we want to get those games. We want to play all the games we want. You can, but for the most part, we just don't have the time. So I want to focus on these games that we really haven't played, but what we have played, if that makes any sense. Enough of my bantering. I need to get lives, and I have 11. So, because as we progress through this game, it's going to get a little challenging, but it's nothing that we can't overcome, right? Or I can't overcome, because you're not playing. I am. So, I meant the royal we, of course. Yeah, I think that's for everybody. Everybody I think has played F-Zero casually. We gotta get serious about F-Zero. And there's a few other games that I'm thinking about too. But Super Mario World, I mean, you can't beat this game. I mean, when I say beat this game, you can't beat it as in, it's just the fun factor is there. Yeah, so we got those. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's been a crazy week, just getting over the coronavirus here, and it was no joke. Yeah, that's what I want to get with like F-Zero, the original one. Was there something down here? There we go. Get those lives. Gotta get them lives. But yeah, just getting over the dreaded coronavirus, and I think my thoughts on everything regarding that has been, eventually I'd get it, and we did the best we could with trying to get the vaccinations and doing what we do. Yeah, my stream length is probably going to be 2 hours. I'm really right now utilizing the most out of my time throughout the week. Saturday nights, 10:30 to about 12:30 is probably going to be it. Now, if everything goes well and we continue to do, get some good feedback, I might try to extend that out to another day. But right now, it's just 1 day a week. And I heard with the old streamers, you got to stay consistent. Oh, it's all right, Top. Yeah, we've gotten over it. I feel great now. It did have, it's all that it is. Wrap it up to be. I had some severe chills is the worst thing that I had with it. But that was like my New Year's Eve that I spent. But luckily with the Discord, they had some good music videos that kept me company as I was lying in bed. But speaking of New Year's, Happy New Year, everybody. Yeah, Happy New Year, and I hope everyone's doing well. But looking at like New Year's in general, resolutions. I'm not good at resolutions. I don't know who is, really. But I think my gaming resolution would be to at least stream 1 day a week. Yeah, I could probably get this done, and my goal is to get this done in 2 streams. But as I'm trying to get the feel for streaming and playing in general, I'm kind of not focused as much as I should. So I should really focus, really focus. There we go. Ah, that always gets me. Yeah. And again, it's just casual with this game. There we go. Trying not to do any of the shortcuts. I'm not going to 100% it because I can't really remember all the exits. But I have in the past. He taped a full playthrough of Super Mario World to VHS 91 or 92. My gosh. I mean, that is like before like the idea of streaming was ever thought of, I would think. It's so top. You might have invented streaming in the early 90s, or the idea of it. I'm gonna drink some water. That's another thing too. I gotta drink a lot more water throughout the day. And so I had been off for 2 weeks from work, which I didn't really plan it because I was going to go back this Wednesday, but obviously I had to stay home because of the illness. But I would probably say, with Christmas in general, yeah, I had a lot of fun today. We went to here in Dayton, Ohio, is the Air Force Museum. So we went there and had a lot of fun. And I think the best thing was it's just the exercise that I got. Just walking around a lot. I think got about close to 10,000 steps. And I really hadn't done that since I had been sick. So it was really good to get out there and walk. Oof. Yes, yeah, and if you haven't, you need to check out Top's channel. It is absolutely amazing with fantastic video game esque setups, and we have different channels too. So feel free to post those in the chat here. If those, I hate this guy. Uh-oh. What's the secret here? Yeah. Yeah, Dayton's a fantastic city. I've been here for about 11 years now. And it's really fun town. Maybe shoot this spin jump. I haven't played this in a while, so I gotta get something. Give me that. That's why I said I need to load up on all those lives. Yeah, but oh man, we killed about. And one thing with small kids is you gotta keep them entertained, or they're just gonna destroy your house. I mean, that's what happens. So we're able to go. Having some trouble. There we go. But yeah, and boy, it tuckered them out. A GG with that one. Then we get into the Donut Plains. Oh man, that's another game I want to play on stream. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. I love that game so much. Oh, it's so fun to play. Alright. Off to the next one. And really, like, you see, watch the speed runs on this. It's absolutely amazing. Like, I don't know what the speed run is now. It's like 9 minutes, any percent. And really interesting enough, I probably up until like a year ago, I had no idea that the red markers meant that it was there's 2 exits. I have to get used to this cape. Cape is probably the worst power up I'm at. Yeah, you have to just time it just right. Here we go. Ooh. Just a boy having fun with a game. That's right. Alright. Nope. Here we go. But yeah, I was talking a little bit about New Year's resolutions. I'm not very good at them. Uh, you know, I think we're all in the mindset that it's a new year, new you, right? It's what we all say. But in reality, it takes a lot of effort to change, right? We do the best we can, but yeah, this is the year I'm gonna lose 40 pounds, right? Hopefully, I always have that in the mindset. And actually, I've been working out more. I really found the niche that I would like, and that's the jogging. I like jogging. And now, I don't need you. And now but I like the sweets, and that's another thing too. Like I impulsively bought a box of Oreo cakesters the other day, and I shouldn't have, because I'm 40 pounds overweight and I shouldn't be eating that stuff. So, but I knew that they had some issues, that they didn't have them for a while. They brought them back, and they're not as good as I remember them. I tell you, I don't know what happened to the Oreo cakesters, but they're not up to snuff anymore. Very dry, maybe with the batch I got. Yeah. But one thing too is like when looking at like these Super Nintendo games, and I think like I've fallen over the last since the SNES Mini came out, and that was what 2018, I think. I've really fallen in love with these Super Nintendo games because I wasn't the best at Super Nintendo, and I got into started playing games probably around the Nintendo 64 era. So that's where I'm at with games. So a lot of those Nintendo 64 games are, I killed them as a kid. But watch my brother play a lot of these Super Nintendo games growing up, and there's always nostalgia for games in general. But just remembering those games that he played, and going back to them, and now playing a lot of those RPGs that I had no idea what I was doing with, and creating a channel over that. Too hard. Oh, Scotch, I'm sure you can beat this game. You gotta stay away from those PS1 dollar games. I'm telling you, Scotch, there's a whole new world with some of these retros. I'm sure you know that, but I'm sure you know it. But yeah, so now I have to get the exit for this one. I have to get the double exit because this is a key, especially later. If I remember where it's at, is it up there? This game. Well, I think one of the things that I want to focus on too during discussions is the actual idea. We always talk about difficulties in video games, and it's subjective in general. But I think I'm always a firm believer that the games in the Nintendo 64 era started to get a little bit easier. When you look at, oh, nice. Give me them lives. I gotta eat these lives up. Man, those games are on sale. Oh, you gotta take advantage of that. I gotta get out of here before I lose a life. Alright, I think this is the other exit. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I'm pretty safe when it comes to the games that I play. I should probably stretch out 8 games for $35. I should probably branch out to some of the other titles that I'm not too familiar with. Yeah, there's so many games that I want to play, and we talked a little bit about this earlier, but there's so many that I want to play, but I don't have the time, or I just don't feel comfortable. So that's why I generally spend a lot of time playing long RPGs that just take, a month and a half to beat. So, but yeah, I mean, get me in there. Oh man, I always get confused with these ghost house. Okay, where do we take this? Over here. There we go. I forget what that does. I think I have to use it as a platform. Where am I? I lost my train of thought. This is tough. This is tough to focus on. Alright, here we got it. No, that's not it. Yeah, I don't... Gungeon, yes, I've heard of that one. What happened here? It's been so long. I know Gungeon is a... What is that called? It's a roguelike. And speaking of roguelikes, I gotta get into... There we go. I gotta get into Hades. Yeah. Again, that's another one that's on my list, but I mean, really, to get the essence of that game, it takes about like, a good 100 hours to get through. And I don't really know the overall, I know the makeup of it. I should probably look into a little bit more. But I have Cuphead too. Oh man, like I haven't played that, and I bought it about a year ago. I still haven't played it. Oh, gun. Yeah, I misread that. Crucify me, Scotch. Speaking of Scotch, not Scotch and Hoppies, but Scotch. What are we drinking? Are we having any beverages tonight? I know I'm not. I'm not much of a drinker anymore, but what we got? We got anything good in the hopper? I might have something a little bit later. Yeah, I've been hearing good things about Hades, and I think it's one of those titles that I just keep hearing about. It's for me it was with Celeste. Kept hearing about it, and it's just like, you got to check this game out. And 3 playthroughs later, tried 100% it, failed miserably. But yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, water is key. You like that Goose Island? It's been a while. I missed it. It's been a while since I had it. Yeah, I'm drinking some ice water too. It's the life. It's the life essence. All right. Moving on. Let's see what we got here. And I think now it's to the point. It's like the thing with this game. It's just like you can just like fly over levels, right? I just kind of want to play the levels. You get the feel from. I'm a big Mario Maker 2 player. Had been in a while. I put over 500 hours plus into that game, but it just definitely does feel a little bit different than that. You have a glass of water. It's always good. All right, where we at? But yeah, one thing too is like I have other stuff. The RPG reviews are fun. It's a little fun outlet. It's like a little little fun thing to do. Here we're gonna have the serious discussions. We're gonna have the discussions about, well, probably mostly food because that's what I'm mostly thinking about. Um, but we're gonna have those serious, hardcore gaming discussions that because we're all here. We're all God gamers, right? We want to show off our gaming skills and see just like that. Give me that life. Give me that. Now we're here to have fun, right? We're here to have fun on a Saturday night, and there's nothing else going on. No, but I think I've always been interested in the idea of streaming. I think the overall aspect of a community has been important when it comes to video games for me personally. But I never really had the knowledge or insights on how to do it. So it's taken a while, and I did some streams in the past, probably about a year ago, to just see what worked with my schedule, and nothing did. So I put that on the back burner. But now I think we can at least get something going consistently to have a good time with, and playing the good ones, playing the bad ones, who knows. But it is a lot to get set up, and especially those full-time jobs, families, other obligations. I look at it as like a little hobby. I'm just not too keen on how the rest of it works. So we're just doing basic stuff here. And everything's gonna be just, you probably get loud. Uh-oh. Goodbye, yours. But just learning how to do something that's just like, I didn't go to school for audio production or played a lot of video games in college. Yeah. And that's probably how you have to look at it, Scotch. It's just streaming what you feel is comfortable, right? So, where are we at here? But you do play a lot of interesting games, and I think that's the essence of it is actually playing something, or two schools of thought. One is playing something that one is familiar with, Super Mario World. A lot of people have played this game. It'd be interesting to see the numbers, but it's a ubiquitous game, right? It's common. It's comfortable, and then those are there are games that are people that just want to see what it is, and maybe if it's good enough for them and they like what they see, they'll pick it up and purchase it. Or there could be other categories, but over the years of watching streamers and going through that process, that's what I've grasped that. Give me that feather. Alright, so this was one. Yeah. So I played a lot of Super Mario, the new Super Mario U. And the newer ones, they just don't have the same feel to me, in general, as these games. I think I need to... Alright. Yeah, like I said before, I was having some issues with the Mario 64, and I think I figured that out, so I might probably stream that here in the next few weeks, depending on that. But yeah, a lot of it is just really challenging to figure out, and I think it's good to learn new things, especially this. Didn't get me there. There we go. Oh, I need to get that green switch. I forgot. All right. Forget what the green switches are. Kona. I never heard of that one. What's the gist of that one? What's going on with that one? And what's it for? We got. Alright. Never heard of it. Is it new? I'd pick it up. Oh, I don't know. I have a KF. It's called. Let me see. It's a KKF, and using OBS to stream. So KKF, and that's what I have. And obviously, I'm playing this on the SNES Mini Classic. Mine is modded too, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm all in about the emulation. So I wish I was able to get a lot of these retro games. I just don't have the space or money for it. This is a good one. Caves, the Vanilla Dome. You know? Oh, you know what? I remember. I don't know if they talked about it on the Switch. I think I remember them talking about that. Ah. Yeah. Give me that. So yeah, I mean, there's so many interesting games out anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like OBS is open source, but I've always been confused with it in general. Trying to figure OBS out. Ah, nice. Didn't get it. Alright, is there any secrets? Probably. I think this is one with the secrets. But they all have, up until this point, they all have pretty much a lot of secrets. But anything, what's good? What's everybody watching? I know, let's see, we've been watching some movies around here. I've watched the live action earlier today of The Lion King. And you know, it's the second time I've seen it, but it's very good. But you know, when you grew up in the '90s, like I'm sure the majority of us here have, I mean, the Lion King stuff is, you know, it's timeless too. I mean, even my kids, they love it. And it just doesn't falter. I mean, it's still good today. Regardless, and the night before, oh, that's cheap. The night before we watched the live action Beauty and the Beast musical. I think that was on Slopes. I believe that was on ABC earlier this year. And that was pretty good too. What I liked about it is there's a lot of nods to like the animation process of making that film Beauty and the Beast, because it was, can you believe it, it's like 30 years. I saw that up. I saw the menu up. It's on HBO Max. We're watching The Staircase. We just finished. And if you don't know much about The Staircase, is the true crime. It's a documentary. Then now they have it as a miniseries on HBO. It is fantastic. It's really good. So we're burning through those. But really, anything on HBO Max is golden. Where's the menu on? Yeah, I think the menu's on HBO Max. I gotta. Don't do this to me. Alright, that's alright. Gotta get good. But I'm into the true crime. I'm a true crimer. The story's just so compelling. Alright. But what else? Well, of course, if you have HBO Max, you've had to watch White Lotus, which another fantastic show. The writing is absolutely superb, especially the second season. But yeah, there's no shortage of good things to watch, and so many things to watch anymore. There we go. Give me that. Don't need that. Here we go. Get me good. They get me good. But usually go towards more of the HBO Max or Netflix stuff. I seem to have pretty good things on lately. Disney Plus, kids are always watching that, so it's nice to get that up. Yeah, I gotta look into that menu movie. Alright. These dreaded ghost houses. Let's see what we can get. Again, I'm not looking for all the exits, just going to get through the level. And hopefully eventually get to Bowser. I think the idea of having the Koopalings in this game was very well. They had it in the last game too, but having the Koopalings is I think is good. Yeah, forget that. There we go. So Yoshi coin. And then Nintendo is always good with adding that charm and their own appeal. To their characters in their games. Anything up here? The one thing about this game, a P-switch. They did leave a lot of space open in a lot of these levels. Yeah, I'm dead. I can't do the P-switch jump. We got something. We got an exit. Probably not the... I think the other exit leads to the switch. Ugh. Alright. Yeah. I might go back to it. Drink a little bit more water. That's good. Alright. I might go back to that level and get the switch. don't know if anybody plays here the ROM hacks. I like those ones. I think there's some interesting people that have made some really good Mario levels, and it's just the whole community too. The Super Mario World. Scott, you gotta give it more time. Your patience runs thin, and I get it. It gets frustrating. You know, when you're frustrated, you're not having fun. But oof, I tell you, if you're getting to a challenging part, you get through it. Ooh, it feels so good. I mean, you know that too, but that's why I like challenging difficulties. Yeah, take your time, get some rest, get your beauty sleep, and you have a great Sunday. We'll see you next time. But yeah, you just gotta give it some time. And I learned that, I think, and I did myself probably a disservice by playing a lot of those harder, and they're not even like hard, but they're fairly difficult, like Mario Maker 2 and Mario Maker levels, where it just takes, probably my limit is like 2 hours, 2 hours to beat a level. A level that's probably takes about 2 minutes to get through if you know what you're doing. But just like you go a few steps and then you're killed. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but I liked it. Some of them were a little bit too much, but yeah, I had fun doing that. So it's just that patience. Oh no! Ah, saved it. But yeah, gotta get this one under your belt. But Scott, you're more of a PS, PlayStation guy, right? I think a lot of people in the Discord are the PlayStation or um, Xbox, and I get it. The the overall aspect of Nintendo probably waned on a lot of people a long time ago, just because I think it comes down to a lot of it, just their practice and their business and how they do business. Yeah, Mario Maker does not look fun to you, and that's fair. Because there's a lot of people out there that just are wanting to destroy other people's hopes and dreams, um, trolling people, and it just shows you how cruel people can be. But it was a time that I enjoyed. I will actually, I do want to stream. Muddy, how's it going, buddy? How's everything going in your neck of the woods? But I do want to stream. It's called. I think he did a Super World on Mario Maker. It's a Super Mario World. It's Super Mario 5, I believe. He claims it took 7 years to make it, and then he puts it up on Mario Maker 2, and I think that this came out not too long ago, so I do want to play that. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, a lot of this time it just comes down to patience and practice. But yeah, like the platforming, like that's when I just got addicted to platforming. Platforming games, just playing a lot of Mario Maker, Mario Maker 2. Elvis on HBO. Oh, I saw that up there. And Monday, if you haven't, we talked a little bit about it earlier, but The Staircase on HBO, if you haven't checked that out, I would encourage you. That's not. But again, if you're into the true crime type of stuff, it's a little bit in depth. But Elvis, yeah. How was Elvis? I mean, I know he had just like many celebrities. Ah, see, I messed up the cape, but a lot of celebrities. He had interesting. Like one of the things that I found interesting about Elvis is, and you can verify this for me, but he had horrible constipation issues, and that's a true thing. He had like well, at the time he had like a phone, a TV in the bathroom, and I mean it's pretty sad too. But yeah, I mean, and then of course you probably have the aspect of the fame and everything just getting to you, and so many celebrities, musicians, just you know, this can't keep their composure. So, but according to a lot of people, Elvis is still alive somewhere, in some degree, in Las Vegas, maybe in Las Vegas. Probably find 100 Elvis, 1,000 Elvises in Las Vegas. Yeah. Well, I think it really starts back to. Um, oh, we got a lot of lives. It starts back to when he was a kid too. I think he just had constipation, but the opioids don't help. Obviously not. They don't help at all. But maybe you're not that far. Oh, this one. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. I don't want that. Probably do want that. There we go. Yeah, it's too much. Bubba Ho, Bubba Hotep, Bubba Hotep. Where can we find Bubba Hotep? I would like to know. All right. Oh, now I have to wait. Yeah, so this is the one. I think right here is where the difficulty ramps up in the game. And really not too much, but I mean, it's just this guy, this jerk. All right. Definitely not a 2-hour level like so many of those Mario Maker levels. Got rid of him, but he's gonna come back. Yeah, so we got too tricksy here. You got it. Ooh. I can't do much about that. Really wasn't going to do much with that one. Alright. Try it again. Tubi? But when did it come out? That older one? I feel like I've heard of it. Let's see if I can get in here. Come on. Alright. Here we go. We got the duck head. How you doing, buddy? Two of my favorite Dark Souls games. Well, I guess. I did read, haven't gotten into too much Elvis, music-wise. I think he's important, but just going back and looking at like his catalog, a lot of the songs he didn't actually write. It was, more covers that he made bigger. But I'm sure, I mean, I know he did write a lot of songs too, but I think like some of the big ones, like Hound Dog, that's not an Elvis Presley original. Oh, let's start me back here. Yeah. Well, we're doing better, I guess. We're just getting our butt kicked at the third Super Mario World castle. Getting over the dreaded coronavirus. But the one thing that I found out about COVID, though, is just you can kind of pretty much get out of going anywhere and doing anything, right? So it kind of reminds me, if you've watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, I thought when Michael J. Fox was on, he was just blaming everything on his Parkinson's disease, on how he was disturbing Larry. That's a long story, but it's basically, just like, can't do that. I got COVID. Can't go work out. I got COVID. I'm not even bothering for that. Forget where that leads. But yeah, doing well overall. I had a really good day today, and even better now, streaming, feeling good, doing the best you can with Mario, and I think that's where we're at right now. We're just doing the best you can. Hopefully, get a few more levels in. I should have waited. Tom Hanks plays his manager. Well, it's golden in my book, and because everything that Tom Hanks does is amazing, right? Swindle, and I think that's, when you think about it, that's, so many celebrities, musicians, artists. I mean, they just were swindled by their managers or other people. One of the big things, like Bob Ross. If you've heard the story about Bob Ross, but like I guess producer, for the most part, from what I know, Bob Ross didn't make a dime or didn't make much money off of what he did. Not until he was deceased, that's when the money started to come in, and his that manager was making the dough. And they had a documentary on it's called Netflix not too long ago that depicted the struggles and everything like that. And it was pretty interesting. But you'd be surprised, like, how many of these artists that are just so famous and have done many great things, and you're just swindled like Three Stooges. I mean, they were just taking advantage of left and right. Alright. Here we go. So yeah, I gotta check that out, that Elvis one. We're getting a lot of good recommendations. Elvis, The Menu. I gotta check these out. The problem is, when it comes down to it, I'm not the. It's funny. I say this because I'm not the best movie watcher, but I could sit down like watching The Staircase last night, and each episode is like, over an hour. So it's definitely a movie or longer. But I could sit through that. I guess with the movies, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what is it. I guess the only movies that I really watch are kids movies. But some of those Disney movies are pretty good. Encanto, that's really good. Look at me and being a critic. But yeah, that's really good. The music is really good in that in Encanto. But you can't go wrong with Lin-Manuel. Alright. Oh man, I should have gotten that. Who do we have? I forget. Oh, Wendy. Where's she coming out? Is that her? I forget which one's her. The ones with the... I've seen a lot of ROM hacks where people are just doing crazy stuff with this battle. This gets a little bit too ridiculous, I think, in my opinion. Yeah. Did I save? Was there a save point? I hope. Man, there wasn't. It's probably in that secret area. Burn through my lies. Hate it. No, I agree with you, Scott. You were telling this game, you stop at a certain point. It does get a little bit hairy in some areas. Especially the dungeons. They did a really good job of making these dungeons challenging. Alright, maybe we could one shot. Nope. Yeah, Elvis wrote very few songs. Yeah, I just think it's just his charisma. You made him, his looks obviously made him what he was or is, depending what you think. Yeah. But I forget. I think his see, that goes right through it. That's alright. I'm over it. I am over it. Can't let the game get to you. That's the main thing. Don't let that game get to you. Alright. Let's go. Patience, patience, patience. Gotta get to that boss again. I love the idea of like the spin jump in this game. I think it added a lot of interesting effects, even though not too many people use it in general. You forget about it. But like in hairy situations, you can use that. There we go. Alright. So we have some backup. This is it. I think it's going to be the run. We beat Castle 3, right? Oop. Too soon. This will be the run. Alright. And these castles are so long. But yeah, it's spin jump. And a lot of things, one thing that too I've been doing a lot lately, especially with these older games, I've been going online, looking at the manual, right? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, who reads the manual? But it's pretty interesting. Like, or is this Lemmy? This is not Wendy. This is Lemmy or Lenny. I don't know which one it is. Alright, one more. One more. There we go. Gotcha. Yeah, so like, if you look at like the manual for like, we were talking about earlier, like F-Zero. I mean, it's it's so cool because it has like its own comic book, like it tells the story. You just obviously with paper and stuff like that, I get it, but you just don't have that anymore. And I think manuals really cool. You just learn something too about the game, a little bit more in depth. All right, World 4. We're at the Butter Bridge. I'm not gonna even bother up there now. Oh, this is the one you can fly over. Named after the founder of Motorhead. Reframe me what I was talking about. Lemmy, that's right. Yeah, that is right. I did hear that. I need the cape. Now we're just doing this. Another fantastic bass player. Not even bother. I've never, Ace of Spades. You haven't really listened to too much of the stuff. I really need to check out that catalog. Alright. But he passed a few years ago. It's in the 70s, which I guess for a hardcore rocker, that's a pretty good long life. Yeah. Yeah, so. But there's so much of a legacy, though. Some of the things, some music, my favorite band is Tool. Always has been for years. But big fan of Primus too. Really anything from the 90s, you just can't beat, right? In my opinion, and I guess that's generational. But that music was just, it's so good. And then it just got crap. I mean, it really hasn't been good for a long time, in my opinion. But there are some, good bands out there. But they had been well established, I think, before music got really bad. And I guess we can go on that debate forever, but overproduced and yeah, we got some up there. But if you think about it, and when you say bad music, it's there's tons of music out there, that a lot of us just don't listen to. We just haven't discovered it, and what's keeping us back from it. And I don't know if it's necessarily access. I just think it's just there's just so much out there and so little time, so to speak. Yeah, all right. There. There we go. All right. Now, from what I recall, This level isn't terrible, but again, ooh, I lost a lot of lives on that last one. Oh, I need that red switch. I should probably go back and get that. And one of the things that I think they did in this game is to make it, um, is to, I guess, go with your own difficulty. And jeez. So you can play your own. We're gonna go for hard mode. We'll try for hard mode. Yeah, I haven't listened. I do have the album. I haven't really uh, dived too deep into it, but yes, I do know that Les Claypool did a pretty good cover. Yeah, that's my fault. With Sean Lennon. I like how Sean Lennon has taken his own path, right? I mean, he obviously knew that he wasn't going to live up to what his father did, but he's definitely made his own niche in music, and he does a lot of interesting stuff that's really good too. I think I'm gonna do this level. Oh, if I don't get destroyed by all these, then I'm gonna go back and probably clean up a few other levels. Probably get some additional power-ups. I don't want to go down there. But, I mean, Les Claypool, I mean, and you can over the years, one of the things that I found interesting is how the musician treats their fans. It goes a long way. I think that's with anybody. But Les Claypool just, has a general appreciation for his fans, and just all the support that they've given him. But on the hindsight, because I like Tool, but I've heard stories like Maynard, he's just a huge jerk to everybody, and I mean that's just him in general. But I think if you get big enough that you have actual people that are following you, I mean those are the people that are essentially making you rich and famous, and you definitely have to appreciate what that's coming from. And I'm sure that it gets annoying, but some interesting. But yeah, Les Claypool just is a monster musician, absolutely fantastic. I mean, this was a while ago, but seeing music videos, Tommy the Cat and Jerry was a race car driver. I mean, those the timing's off. But those music videos got me into playing bass and enjoying music and having appreciation for music. Now I'm not good, but it's it's one thing. It's yeah, I learned how to play an instrument, or I was able to write a pretty cool song that I liked. That if other people like it, that's fine, but it's something that it's mine that I wrote, and that's why I like to feature some of the music that I've written within my videos and stuff like that. Oh. The bottom spinner. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's my fault. Oh, well. There you go. There we go. Yeah, that was my fault. Just wasn't paying attention. Talking about music, I mean, I'm a little slow. There we go. God. Get into it when you talk about the music. But that's one thing. It's like I'm very appreciative of learning how to play like an instrument, learn just understanding or trying to understand music in general. I did my deep dive into theory, and that's fun. I get it, but it's whew, boy, that's a lot. It's very complex. A really good what you call it YouTuber, Rick Beato. He goes deep into like music theory, and he breaks down songs. If you haven't listened to him or checked it out, I would highly recommend it. Rick Beato, very interesting. Who we have? Oh, 3. But it's just like some of the songs that he does like this breakdown of what makes this song great. A lot of popular songs, a lot of songs that we've listened to, but then he says, yeah, he breaks it down, and they go into a G minor seventh with I knew it, a G minor seventh with a flattened chord. It's like Kurt Cobain didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, I think he was breaking down one of Cobain's songs. It's like Kurt Cobain didn't know what he was like. He understood, but like he didn't. He just sounded good to him. So, but it's interesting from a standpoint of understanding music, that's what it really is. Everything has a name, everything has a purpose. And then they break down all this other stuff. It's really cool. So, I think some of the most complex music, modern music, is Tool. But I might be biased just because of my liking for him. But like, you look at some of the tabs and stuff, like getting some of those tabs online is just it's overwhelming. And the time signatures, I think what it comes down to is time signatures. Danny Carey, their drummer, is amazing drummer. So those time signatures are spot on. See, I did it again. And well, where we go? We keep going up. But also, what are the Chili Peppers? I mean, I think by now, I think some of I haven't really listened to their newer stuff. Came out. A good book. If you're interested in a good book is, I think he's coming out with another one, but Fleas, I think it's his memoir, but he did a what's it called? The volume 1 of his memoir called Acid for the Children. So it just depicts his life you know, as a kid, then moving up teenage years, and then I think it stopped right when Chili Peppers were getting big in the late '80s. Yeah, after their first guitarist OD'd. So I think they're coming. He should be coming out with another one soon. Might be already out. I just don't know. So, but really interesting read. There's a lot of talk of acid in the book too. So, all right, moving on. Already at World 5. Definitely won't beat it in my casual playthrough, but we are getting close. All right. We got this. Alright. I should probably load up on some lives here. There's one. Come on. Missed it. Oh well. Yep. Old Starman power. Okay. And this one, I had it looping this. Okay. I had it looping in the beginning cutscene. I like to find some interesting facts about these games. Gonna get me. But as Forest of Illusion, I believe some way I have to reread it, but it makes reference to Link's Awakening. I like how all these games interconnect to some degree. I guess to a limited degree, but there's some nods to it. Nintendo really likes to do that. All right, water level, water physics. And the music too. Oh, I love the music in this game. But it's really the same athletic, theme, but it's just played at different tempos. But I think really the majority of the music that I listen to anymore is video game music, especially at work or something like that. It's very relaxing, and there's so many good remixes of this music that it's either set to maybe lo-fi or some type of, I don't know. Yeah, it's my fault. I think some of the best music, though, some of my favorite video game music has to be from the Donkey Kong series. David Wise, ooh, so good, amazing. Especially Donkey Kong Country 2. I really like that music. That one. Okay. Where Yoshi coins? These guys. Duck. But this one I could just listen to on repeat. Some of the Mario 64, like Jolly Roger Bay. Ooh, listen to that, amazing. All right, and I think there's a secret over here. Let's do this. While we're at it, we'll get the secret. Did remember this one. And that It's the blue switch. Yep. Oh boy. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, I forget those coins are worth a lot. Ah. Yeah. And blue switch. Yeah, speaking of, like, getting into this, the idea or the routine of streaming, it's just like trying to find games that, one can get through in a reasonable amount of time. Like, obviously I don't have the capacity to stream a lot, but, for 2 hours, a lot of these retro games, if you learn them, you get pretty good at them, you can get through them. So that's something that I'm considering. So one of the things with Super Mario World is the actual way you can save. No continues really. I mean, you can continue, but with the save feature, it's pretty easy to get through. I like the idea of speedrunning. I just don't know if I would want to dedicate hundreds of hours to a specific game, even though if I did like it, did I go the wrong way? Too many sprites on. Ooh. Ah. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't get it. It's just like, people are so good at things. Like, any game you could think of that has a speed run to it, I think. But imagine, Barbie for the NES, speed run. Maybe Top. Since Top's not here, we'll say he's the one that wants to do that. Top Spot. He's gonna speed run. His goal. But like, I've watched a lot of like retro NES streamers, and they have this thing called the Big 20 tournament. If anyone's ever heard of that, and it's really like they have to learn to speedrun 20 NES games. They have a few months to do it, but jeez, I mean, learn a speedrun, Scotch. What are you gonna learn? You gonna do one of those 50-cent games on PlayStation? I'm eager. I'd love to watch you learn and go through that process. Oh yeah, Ghost in the Shell. Now you've obviously watched the anime, or the multiple forms of the anime. It's actually one of the first animes I could remember watching. Now, really haven't been into the animes lately, but my experience goes back to, everybody remember the Toonami on Cartoon Network? They had the Dragon Ball Z, obviously, that's a big one. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell is a really good one. It was just so like interesting, like these cartoons have like adult situations. Alright. Top 5. Oh! Good thing I got that. So, but yeah. Respond to this. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, I remember just stumbling upon Toonami when I came to it, And they had, what's they had? Gundam Wing. Oh boy. Yeah. So probably what I'll do is I'm going to finish up this world and probably gonna wrap up just as a like a little first stream, trying to get the feet wet here. We'll get to that yeah, that world 5. I think that'll be a good place to stop. Yeah, bounce me back. Yeah, I've been out of the anime scene for a good 20 years or so, so I'm not too sure what's happening now. Anything good out there? Anime? I don't know how many variations of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball or whatever is out there now. But it'd be interesting. Get cut up. It's just like you keep going in and out of phases. See if we can get through this. Chainsaw Man. Alright. Chainsaw Man, I gotta check that out then. Chainsaw Man. 5 years is on Netflix. I know there's a lot of them on Netflix. I'm gonna try to get out of here. Hulu. We gotta check that out. We have a lot of things now to watch. Okay. Where is the secret? I forget. It's probably one of these pipes. There you go. Yep. Made in Abyss. Right. Well, from what I remember, I remember watching Akira much younger than I should have. So I think I do take that back. It wasn't Ghost in the Shell was the one that I first got into, but by mistake. I think by mistake I watched Akira way too young. And that one is it's got a lot going on. Definitely does. All right. Where is that? But yeah, I think a lot of the animes now they're just making way too non-child friendly, right? I think that's the whole point and the allure of those. All right. Hmm. Well, let's just keep going. I think there. I got caught in the forest of illusion. All right, we'll get through this one. A self-conscious ghost. Who knew? Okay, there's the door up there. A door up there. The exits. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the animes I definitely wouldn't watch. The older one that I have, she hates the sight of blood, so that would not work out. Because a lot of those are. Which is another one that I remember? Because I know it's a pretty big one. Six Man After. That's one that comes to mind. I just found this one. Yep. Okay. These are the ones that are getting trolly. Yeah, Six Man After. I remember that one. That one was pretty gory, bloody. I think that's what the name was. I'll go back. We should go back here and get some water. Ooh, that's good. Yeah. Ah, man. All right, go again. But yeah, probably finish up a show tonight, but my kids get up super early, so I'll probably have to cash in here soon. Unfortunately, it's just like one of those things. Oh, take care, Scotch. Thanks for stopping by. This was a great time. I hope you have a good rest of the evening. Finish up those Goose Islands that you've been chugging away at. And of course, water. It's just so tricky. Yeah, missed it. All right, try it again. I think a save comes up here, so we'll get the save, and then we'll probably just call it a night. Wish I could go a little bit longer. Alright, gonna lure this over here. Yep. And that's for the hitboxes. It's crazy because like the hitboxes for this is interesting. because we can go so far. No, got me. So the big thing I like, and I've mentioned it briefly before, but like game difficulty. Like some of the hardest games out there. And that's all subjective though, and I get that. Because, you know, this can be, some have alluded to, this can be the hardest game that they've played or whatnot. But I think one thing to look for difficulty is just not, is it a difficult game or was it just poorly made? I mean, you could argue like some of the games in the early NES were just poorly made just because they had limited resources or they just had time constraints that forced them to just make a poor game that just wasn't polished well. There we go. We have to go over here. So, but that's also different too. Like if you can think about like different settings that you play games on. You know, like the easy version for one game could be difficult, and the normal version is like your heart, so the gauges too are pretty interesting. Alright, so, well, I think I'm going to stop right here at this time, so I just kind of get a feel for it. Ideally, we'll probably go about 2 hours or so. But for the most part, this was fun. I had a good time. I will be back again next Saturday to play the rest of this game and probably beat it. So, managed my goal to make it to like the, I would say that this is probably the halfway point of this game. So, I think we've accomplished what we needed to. But regardless, I will be back. It'll be better. And if this wasn't up to your expectations, I apologize thoroughly. No, it's fine. This is fun. It was pretty fun. So, but regardless, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So take care and have a